Lindsey, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I am great this morning. How are you?
I'm doing good, and a lot of talk is centered on you and the mock crash project this Tuesday. So, for people who are new to the community, tell them what it's all about.
This is the most important thing I believe that we do. I know that it's the most important thing that I do. I go back to when I was in college getting my master's degree, and there was a woman who, I guess she was probably my age now, and I'm going to be 50 in June, but she was my age and looked at me and said, "Oh, you still think that you can change the world?" And I'd like to look at her now and say, because you can, you can, and you can use whatever gifts God has given you to change the world. And I have to give my, I guess my inspiration, who is Matt Moody, major props on this, because 4 years ago he came to me and he was in charge of event planning and said, "I want to do an event." And I said, well, what do you want to do? And he said, "I want to do a mock crash." And I was 3 months away from opening our spring show. And I said, "No, absolutely not. I can't do that." And he said, "Oh, please, 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 please." And I was okay. And it just, something stuck with me. And it was just so important. And it was right after COVID. And I didn't want just for Bradley to go out and see a crash with no contextualization. I wanted them to get to know the players. I wanted them to get to know the story. I wanted to have an actual setup that was written, directed, fueled, acted by the kids. I feel like I'm in a unique position at Bradley to where, for some reason, they trust me. They tell me things that sometimes I don't want to know, but I need to know. And, you guys were talking about peer pressure earlier, and I wanted to, kind of step in and say that from what I've seen, and I think that parents need to know this as well, is that peer pressure isn't the Grim Reaper hiding behind the curtain saying, "Hey, come over here, drink this, smoke this, everybody will think you're cool." That's not what it is. It's not your friends coming up to you going, "Hey, why aren't you drinking? What are you?" It's simply just that everybody else is doing it, and our kids don't have the language to say, "I'm good." And then it could be that easy. Or they don't have the person to contact to say, "I chose to do this, and now I need your help to get home." And we've talked, the Dillard family, Randy and I, Zandra and I, have talked repeatedly about the differing missions in what we all do. And mine isn't to stop kids from making the choice to drink or the choice to smoke. While I would appreciate and I hope that they choose not to do that, the mission of the mock crash is to make sure that they do not get behind the wheel of a car. And that is our primary mission. And so the very first thing that we do and that we did this year, I think that was so important, is that I went and made them each, it was an assignment in class, I went and made them each contact one person that they could call, that would come, that would show up any time of night and would not judge them, would not punish them, would probably have a strong conversation with them after, but would come and pick them up so that they did not get behind the wheel of a car. So every year we come together and we start the class, and I say, "Okay, what worked about last year? What didn't work about last year? What did you like? What did you not like?" And the main thing across the board has been the quality of our video and our editing, and that is a direct line to the brains and the hearts of the audience. And, no offense at all to Andrew Coggin, who shot our movie in his spare time and edited it, when he was able. And Brendan Jones, who was a Lee student and, spent so much time. They just did not have the resources and the equipment to go where we knew we wanted to go with this. And that's where the 24/7 movement, Randy and the Dillards have stepped in. And, of course, Zandra's always been right there, saying, "What do you need to reach more people, to save more lives, to help more kids?" And so this is just a sampling of the cast. it has turned into a semester-long course at Bradley, which speaks to Bradley County Schools' commitment to this message. It is like I said, a semester-long course, not a 9-week course. It is a semester-long course with a curriculum, and it is 35 tight. I'm not allowed to have more than 35 kids in a class, but it is 35, and I had a waiting list of 15.
My
And kids are already talking about, I want to do it next year. I want to do it next year. And so I've brought a sampling of the kids. Actually, 2 of the kids here do not make it through the crash. Alyssa Ballinger is the captain of the cheerleading squad, the basketball squad. She perishes in the crash that will happen next Tuesday. D. Reed as well, one of our basketball stars. He perishes in the crash. My makeup artist, Serenity Wyatt, she's 15 years old, and she will do makeup that will absolutely make you think you need to call 911 immediately. She's extremely gifted. She has a bright future. Skylar has been in the project before. You were in it last year as well. One of my lead actors, Olivia Wyatt, whom you know, and
she's on our team here.
She is.
She's interning us right now,
She
doing
is,
a
but she was
tremendous
mine
job.
first. Mine first.
Well, we put her back there with Fruit Loops, and every time I told her earlier off the air, that every time she sees him, she cries.
Yes.
And like we all
That
do.
is not true.
Wait, your mic's off, Olivia. Wait a second.
She is truly an exceptional young woman.
She is.
And then I have also brought 2 of, I guess you would say, the perpetrators of the crimes. And one is Abigail Bennett, and she is here. She goes to jail. And what is it that your sentence ends up being?
20-something years.
I thought it
20
was like 40.
I thought it was 20.
I think it's 20, but it might be 2 because of the 2 deaths.
And I laughed as well.
And
so that
yeah,
added
she
some-
laughs, and boy, Clay Collins just rips her a new one. And then Ryan Graves, whom you probably remember most recently is playing the Beast in Beauty and the Beast, is also a perpetrator of the crimes, and he is stoned as he's driving.
I want to talk to these young people, and just so remind us of your name, and then and tell me the part you play, and then anything else you'd like to add about this whole project. I'll start down here with you.
I'm Skylar Ballou, and I'm pretty much the storyteller throughout it all. I'm giving dialogue based on what happens in the story and conveying the emotion it would bring someone that has dealt with a drunk driving crash in their life.
What does it mean to you to be a part of this?
It means a lot to me because I've lost family members to drunk driving incidents.
Hi. Tell us your name. Yeah, Olivia, come up here. Tell. Well, I'm going to say Olivia. Come on up here, Olivia. Tell us what part you play in all of this.
Yes, I'm Olivia Wyatt, and I'm also one of the narrators, but I've also had the privilege to help and be a production assistant to the cinematographers, and that's my favorite part, is being behind the scenes and just helping wherever I'm needed. My role in the movie, I tell the story of how the student body is affected after 2 of our lead peers are taken from us, and how that affects everybody, and the absence that everyone feels. Being a production assistant, I get to help the cinematographers with whatever they need, and give my input even, and that's been an honor for me. And I'm privileged to be a part of this project.
So when I ask you what it means to you to be a part of the project, you just use the word you're honored to be a part. Is that right?
Yes, I was so jealous of everyone who got to be in it last year. And I saw the movie, and it actually made an impact on me. Like Lindsey mentioned earlier, our assignment when we had to text our loved ones of who would come pick us up, it was scary because that's one of the biggest things is I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm not going to tell my parents. But, when I reached out to my parents, I was a little surprised because they're like, I just care about your safety. Yeah, so this project has changed a lot in my life.
Well, you can tell why we think the world of Olivia. Hey, come on, give me your name again, please.
My name's Serenity Wyatt. That's my sister.
Hello.
Olivia is my sister. I haven't been in the class officially yet. They needed me the day of the mock crash last year, and my friend was head of the makeup team at the time, and she was like, we need you, we know you're good at art, we'll show you some of the basics, like, we just need you to do it, like, in probably like 15 minutes. So I went in there and just started like putting all this stuff on these random people I've never even said a word to, and I was like, this might make you gag, by the way. And
That
then
has happened.
just set them out there, and then they were like, who did that? I was like, I didn't even know what I was doing. They just like threw me out there, and I got better, I guess, because I've been practicing. This year will definitely be better than last year's, but
Well, you just got to be ready. You just never know when. And what does it, same question for everybody, what does it mean to you to be a part of this?
it does mean a lot, because I do get to like share my talent with a lot of people, but I also get to share it in a positive way, like a way that is going to impact people, a way that's going to end up leading to more, a bigger picture. Being part of a bigger picture just means a lot.
Very good. Hi, give us your name again.
Hi, I'm Abigail Bennett, and I am said drunk driver.
Yeah. So, what does it mean to you to play that specific role?
It's meant a lot to me. The biggest thing is I got to experience going to jail, being put in handcuffs, being searched, all of the above, breathalyzer, and it's definitely showed me like it's not worth it. No matter what, getting behind a wheel when you're drunk, it's not worth it. It'll never be worth it.
Very good. Hi, what's your name?
My name's Alyssa Ballinger, and I'm one of the deceased.
Yeah. So that also is a very heavy role in all of this. Yeah. How's it make you feel?
Being in the position of like someone who died, it's honestly really weird. Cause like I was at my funeral, I was at everything, and I was like watching all these pictures on the screen of me from like when I was a baby, and it had like a really big impact on me.
Couldn't help it. Hi, buddy. Give us your name once again back here.
I'm Ryan Graves.
Ryan, by the way, just that one word, you've got a job here anytime you'd like it. You got a good voice, Ryan. Yeah. Can you say Mix 1041?
Mix 1041.
Hired! Ryan,
Fantastic.
now,
I taught him everything he knows.
what do you, so tell us your part in all this.
I'm one of the drunk. I'm not drunk, but I'm stoned. And the cool part about, well, not really cool, but like interesting is like a lot of people think that like weed isn't that big of like it won't have you that messed up when you go to drive, but like it has a bigger impact on you than a lot of people would think. And I think me being stoned in this and me showing people that it actually does have a big impact is really nice.
Very good. And finally, give us your name.
My name is D. Reed.
Yeah, I've called a lot of your games over the years. So, D, tell us what you do in the production.
I'm in the car with him, and I die as well.
Again, I'll ask you the same thing I asked her. I mean, it's pretty heavy, buddy. What does it mean to you?
I think it means a lot to me because, I mean, I've never dealt with drunk driving or an incident in drunk driving, but being in this class, seeing a lot of the incidents that's happened just around here that I never knew about, I would like to stop this, whatever you would call it.
I think earlier, Lindsey, thank you very much. Lindsey, earlier this morning, Dr. Candace Belt from Walker Valley, she said, you know, if we just put something in their mind, maybe make them think about something at the right time.
Absolutely. I mean, it is a fantasy to think that every child that's going to see this and every child that's going to participate in it is going to immediately have some life-altering, 180 that every decision that they make is going to be affected. That is not the objective, although that would be fantastic. The objective is to put a seed that may have roots. Last year I remember, and I won't say his name, but one of the actors in the show, I happened to pass by, excuse me, the dressing room, and he did not know that I had heard him. And they were getting out of costume, and they were talking about having maybe a camping trip or a party that they were going to go. And I heard him say, guys, we need to be smart because we're the poster children for this. And if we screw up and get behind the wheel of a car and something happens, we ruin this whole project. And even if it's just that changed him. I had 2 parents of cast members last year call me and tell me that their child had called them from a party and said, I'm under the influence and I need help getting home. I had one call me. I know for a fact, somebody asked me at some point, I can't remember how we measured the success. And I think that this is how we measure the success, because the truth sounds different. They're not in here talking, just because it's good PR for the show that they're in. This is real. And they talk to me on a daily basis about the truth. And like I said, the truth sounds different. And so it's working.
Lindsey, Bell, and the great cast. Hey, Randy, I want you to come back for a second. 24/7 movement. You do have a fundraising component this morning for the mock crash. Tell us about this.
Yeah, so we are trying to raise funds to help cover this video production. And our video team, they absolutely love you guys. They tell me, Brian and Pam tell me about you guys every day that I talk to them. And so they're excited about this. They've been putting together some great previews. I think you've already seen a few of those.
I have, and it's
Yeah.
I mean, I bawled. I bawled, and it's not even finished.
Yeah.
So
I got to see one too.
did yeah? Oh yeah. I showed it to you.
So,
yeah.
Steve, it's going to have a big impact, not just here, but all across the state. And you can join in by helping us raise those funds to bring that about. And it's all about creating a culture of change. It's just like when we had to start wearing our seatbelts. It took a while for people to get used to it, but I really believe that we can create that culture of change at Choices Matter. Always buckle up, always put your phone down, and always drive sober. This is going to help that message get out there.
Well, and the impact is even further reaching, because as you and I know, the emergency responders or the first responders use this as a training mechanism.
That's right.
They do not tell their teams what they're going into. And so their teams have to evaluate and respond. And I have kids planted to, and I have a screaming mother that will come out of nowhere and not stop. And they have, the emergency responders have things that they absolutely have to deal with. They then package this, put it on YouTube, and it's taken, last year it was shown at the Tennessee Highway Patrol Convention.
Wow.
And I know that I think you guys have talked to Governor Lee about it. So, my dream would be to package this curriculum and send it to every school so that they can follow this template and do this for their kids everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, and so if you want to give to this, what a wonderful thing. Parents, grandparents, we're talking to you. What an investment. You can call or text 423-614-6499. Or Randy, remind us of the 24/7 Movement website, please.
The 247movement.org. You can check us out, and we do have icons to learn more about what we're doing, but there's also an icon to volunteer and to give.
Thank you. Coming up, really the reason the 24/7 Movement got started. The Dillards are here. They're going to join us. This community's wrapped their arms around them for nearly 2 years now. And so we're gonna talk with them coming up. Thank you all very much.
Thank
Looking
you so
forward to
much for having
Tuesday.
us.
You will also be able to watch the mock crash video on mixtv.tv. So we're looking forward to that.